Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to Value Customs. Today we're going to do a quick one. We're just going to do a quick garage shuffle. We'll move some stuff around. We'll get the cars where we need them to be to kind of work on that 50. We'll finish up the floors in the 50. We'll get the gas tank in the 50. And we'll have a little fun. Hey, appreciate a like and a subscribe maybe if you get a chance, if you like what we're doing, like our channel. So you see more updates when we're going to do this again. All right, here we go. We are going to resituate the garage and make a little more room. I'm kind of a chubby dude and I don't like working on my back on the ground. So we will this week, I'd have got it done this weekend here, but it's been raining outside and cold and miserable. So we'll wait. And this week we will resituate the shop. We'll move some stuff around and we will put this car, we'll get the 50 up in the air and we'll start working on the bottom of the car. We'll get some of that stuff done. Get everything that we did, the new floors, get all that sealed up from the bottom. And we will start working on plumbing the thing for fuel lines and whatnot. We will, let me turn around here. We'll move some stuff around over here. And we will swap spots with the old Chevrolet up there so I don't have to work on my back. I'm kind of fat, lazy, and don't want to crawl around on the floor no more. So it's just getting nice out. We can get some of these other hot rods here out and use them. It is April, whatever it is today, 28th, whatever, 27th. I don't even know what day it is. But we'll get the toys out, and once we get them out, we will start talking about them a little bit because we got a little work to do to every one of them. Morning guys, we're back at it. If you can see over my shoulder, we got the cars moved around. We got the old 68 Chevelle down off of the hoist. My wife's 70 Beetle sitting in the middle there. And then the 50 Chevy is up there on the rack. We're gonna get under there and get a few things done. Get her prepared to finish up the bottom. Some of these other cars, I'm gonna flip the camera around here. We'll touch on that 68 Chevelle here in a little while in another video. I've had that car for, oh boy, 25 years too. That's a build back in the late 90s. So it's still around. It's actually owned by my father at the moment. We kind of share it in a way. This is my wife's 70 Volkswagen Beetle. We're going to do a little work to that here in the next few days, so we'll get that on video. And then we got the 50 Chevy sitting up there in the rack. We're going to get underneath that car. You can see I got some lights set up. Hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing. we're gonna clean up all that rust repair that we did. We're gonna seal the bottom. We're gonna rubberized undercoat the bottom, and then we're going to turn around and get this fuel tank up in there. We'll get that out of the box. We'll get it all set up. Did go buy some rubber, really thick rubber to cut down to put underneath it, and we got to make some new straps for it. So that's what we're going to do today. Hopefully we'll get it all done, and you can keep track of the progress we're making. Slowly but surely, the old 50 is going to hit the road again this summer. It's just the way it is. All right, we'll be right back. Well, here we are. We're underneath the car. Got some lights set up so you can see what we're doing. Hopefully it's not too much glare. Kind of looks weird. But I'll flip this around. These are new floor pans we put in. Watch a previous video on that. And our cross member here. We're gonna get up in there and we're gonna seam seal all these edges, all these weld marks. Then we're going to prime it. I get underneath that light. We're gonna prime it and undercoat it all real quick like. Won't take long at all. We'll get some of this rust scale knocked off of the metal and get it all cleaned up. This rear end is coming out of there, so we're not going to worry about that. Shocks. I haven't decided if we're going to keep the rear springs. We probably will. We'll probably run it that way for a little while. See how it rides on 74-year-old suspension. But here's the trunk repair back here. We'll go in here and we'll fix that up. This is our access panel we put in for the fuel pump and fuel system. You can see that. We'll get that all cleaned up, sealed up, and we'll get that fuel tank put in. So, yeah, it's coming along. A lot of cobwebs, but I'll try to get you set up here so you can watch what we're doing, and we'll fast forward because this is gonna be kind of tedious. So, but we'll do what we can so you can see what we're doing. All right. We're gonna go ahead and clean up the metal now. We're gonna get it all cleaned up, get the seam sealer going on it, and then we'll come back and prime it all. We'll be right back. We got it all cleaned up. We're gonna hit it with some seam sealer here quick, and get it all sealed up. Car over there, we got the on the bottom of the car all primed up, waiting for that to dry. We did the seam seal, waiting for the primer to dry, then we can hit it with some undercoating. But in the meantime, we're gonna get started getting this fuel tank prepped and ready to go in. Fuel tank I ordered online, and then I think it's from Tanks Inc. The whole kit for fuel everything we need there. Went to the hardware store, I picked up a piece of rubber. We're gonna put a good thick piece of rubber up in there so it's sealed from the body there. Not gonna cause any vibrations or anything. I don't know how noisy the new pump's gonna be, so we wanna make sure that we don't get any vibrations in the car. I don't know if you can see this very well, but I asked for a 1 foot piece of rubber from the hardware store, and boy, they don't cut them very straight. So we'll try to get ourselves a good straight piece of rubber here real quick. We'll cut that up and give us a little bit more of a straight line. What do we need here? We need a roughly 18-inch piece. So we'll find the straightest part we got up to the 18 inches there. I'm gonna cut up a couple of them real quick. Make sure I don't cut my fingers off. Let's see here. Grab a little blade. I was gonna try to use the scissors, but this is some pretty darn thick stuff. So we may try yet. We may try to use the scissors. Depends on if I'm bleeding in the end of this here. Get ourselves a good scored mark. Yeah, that's not even. Let's try the scissors. Let's see what happens. Oh, hey, that cuts pretty easy. These Harbor Freight Quinn scissors, they were on sale one day for a couple bucks. So I picked them up. So yeah, we'll get this cut up real quick. That doesn't cut as easy as I thought it did, but it's working. It's working. It ain't gonna be perfectly straight, but it'll be better than what it was. A little bit better anyway. What do we got there? If I cut that about the width of that there, that'll be all right. I do believe. Let's see. What did I say? I forgot my measurement. What did I say? About 18 inches. That's what I said. I remember now. I remember it came back to me. Let's try it with the knife again. I think it was easier to cut it with the scissors. So we'll do that. We'll use the scissors again. And a guy probably doesn't have to put much in there, but I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what the vibration is going to be. Hey, look at that. That'll probably cut right off. We don't need the scissors. I don't know what the vibrations are of that fuel pump. I just don't want to hear it. So we're going to do this, whether it's needed or not. We're going to give it a shot. That's 1/4 inch thick rubber that I picked up that I'm struggling with, as you can see. Let's just do this here. Let's just make another cut. I need 2 of them anyway. So let's just make another cut here. And then we should be able to just fold it in half and rip it apart, hopefully. Let's use the scissors to get our cut this way. That's not the easy stuff there. That's pretty thick stuff. All right. Well, we just about got it through with the knife. Yeah. There. I don't know about you, but I got that cut up and I'm not bleeding. I call that a success. Get that right there in the tank. That should work out. We'll get that glued onto the tank so it's good and stuck there. We'll set this aside. We don't need that now. We'll use it for something else. All right. So this kit comes with new hangers and everything, but they are not bent the way they should be. So I don't know if I'm gonna have to wait a little bit to get that up in there first. Make sure that tank's up in there before I rebend them. These are our original straps. They were still intact. We'd probably use them if we really had to. I know that that's about how they were. Yeah, that doesn't really, this must be a bigger tank. Huh? Yeah, this is a way bigger tank. I didn't even pay attention to that when I ordered it. That's a tad bit different. I do believe something similar to this. Yeah, maybe it's not. Maybe that's the same size. Maybe I just don't have my brackets bent right. Yep, no, it's a bigger tank. It don't fit. So I think I'm going to wait until I get it up in there before I start bending stuff. I don't know. Actually, probably could bend it. That's pretty much how it's gonna look. There. I don't know why they got this bent that way. That don't make no sense in that way. Huh. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. We'll be back in a minute. I'll go check and see where I'm at on my dry time on that. And we'll be right back. All right, hang on. All right, we're back. It's a little chilly in the shop today. I do have the door open, but it's only like 50 degrees. So that primer's not drying all that fast. So we're gonna move forward. I got down the rest of the fuel system kit. I ordered it as a kit. Like I said, I think I got it off the old Evil Bay. And the kit came from the Tanks Inc. kit. I don't even remember the brand on the rest of this stuff. This is gas tank sending unit. I don't know. You know, hopefully we got some hardware in here. Oh yeah, there's some hardware in here. So we'll see if we can't put this together and figure out how it works. So we got some adjustability there. What do we got here? What do we got in this box? That's a fuel filter. Here's our actual sending unit, yeah. Now that's the sending unit. This is for our fuel pump. Well, that looks interesting. Look at all the stuff there. We got some instructions. We got here a fuel pump. Simple little fuel pump there. Open these up, take a peek, see what we got. I hadn't opened these boxes. I just threw them up on the shelf when we got the stuff because I wasn't ready for it yet. But here we are. We're getting ready. Hopefully everything will work out and then we don't have to worry about sending anything back, because that's kind of a pain after it's sat here so long. We'll put his little noise reducing condom on him here. What's that brand there? CPP. That's whatever that brand is. So got that there and there. That's gonna be your return. All right. Let's just test fit everything here and see. Yeah, it's definitely way longer than it needs to be. Huh. Well, let me grab a measuring stick here quick. I got a little bit of stuff sitting in the way here. Some more parts showed up. We'll get to them pretty soon here. It's I'll tell you what it is. It's all new glass for the car. and power window regulators. Unfortunately, we got into the doors on that car, and all the channels and stuff are a little bit on the rusty side. So we can bypass all that with the power windows. About 8 inches deep there, so with power windows. So that's what we'll do sometime in the future. But we're gonna get all this stuff done underneath the car first and go from there. So we'll get all these things, all these parts and pieces put together. Look at there, we got all the screws, all the hardware, and I'm really glad it's all in there. That would have been a pain in the butt to figure out. So it did come with what size is this? 3/8 fuel line. Looks like we're going to run some AN fittings. It all came as a kit. Ordered it all up. Come real handy. Real handy. I'm not very smart, so I did order a second kit because I wasn't sure what I'd already ordered. If you've ever done that, that's kind of a dumb thing to do, but I did it. So we got 2 sets of fuel lines for it. That's all right. We'll use this on our next project. We do have another project coming up after this, which will be a full build, just kind of like this one, without the paint. When I say full build, that doesn't mean paint. We don't paint cars. So, yeah. All right. Well, we're going to tinker on this. We're going to try to get this thing figured out. Might have to open up an instruction or two. And we'll be back in a minute when we got it all put together. Okay. Here we go, guys. Got the bottom of the car done. I got some lights under here, so hopefully we can see good. I got it all undercoated, all sealed up. It's still drying up a little bit. Got our floor sealed, rubberized undercoating after some seam sealer and some primer on all the bare metals and on the rusty metal. So there's that ugly rear end that'll come out of there. But we're working on this fuel tank. Got the fuel tank kind of set up in place here. I did go ahead and get the fuel pump put in. I gotta get a fitting to block that off. We're running fuel injection, so we don't have that line right there coming back in. Just working on getting the straps put. They send you straight straps. You gotta kind of bend them. And you can see this up here. This is my access panel that I put in the trunk. It's kind of dark, but we'll go to the top and we'll be able to see that when I go to hook the lines up. Really kind of made it nice. Let me duck under here. We're back here working on these straps. We're just kind of trying to get them formed. I did put that 1/4 inch rubber on the top and the bottom. I don't want any vibrations from the fuel pump. Again, I don't know how loud it's going to be. I have no idea. I just want to stop it from making noise. So we did put it on top and bottom. That should do a good job of isolating the fuel tank and putting a little insulation. If you watch my previous videos, that is where the wheel tub used to be for the spare tire, and I am going to cut that back open and mount the battery in there. I did not want to do it before the fuel tank was in there, because I just wasn't sure. This is a little bit bigger tank than the stock tank, and so I wanted to make sure I had enough room there. Wasn't going to be in the way, but there's plenty of room to put me a battery box up in there. So that's what we're going to do. Oh, camera's got a magnet up. Sorry about that. I make you sick shaking y'all up. I didn't mean to do that. I apologize. I'm going to try to get these bent up. Probably take 2-3 times getting them on and off until we get them bent where we need to be. So that's what we're doing, fellas. I'll probably keep you watching here, and I'll probably speed up through this. We'll get this fuel tank mounted up in there. Been talking about it for weeks. We'll finally get it done. So I'm gonna try to set you down here without getting you all dizzy again. Get you a good look here. Hopefully that stays there and doesn't tip over. All right, we're gonna work on this here. got them straps fit up in there. That tank's nice and tight, up where it should be. We got our little jack stand out of the way. And we'll lower this down and see where we end up in the trunk. Hopefully we got our access panel in the trunk there in the right spot. That would be good. Let's move a couple things here. And we'll let this hoist down. I got to move the camera just a little bit. Oh, you tipped over. Can't have that. Sorry about that. So I'll be right back. I'm going to lower the car down and we'll see what we got. We got the car down. Let's check out this access panel that we put in. Almost. Absolutely perfect. We got access to that fuel tank, top of the tank, top of the sending unit, top of the pump. It's all in there. Almost looks like the factory did it. Maybe they should have. Maybe they should have had fuel injection back in 1950. Well, you never know. But works out well. We'll get back in here. We'll do some weather stripping around that. We'll make some way of fastening it. We'll probably put some nut zerts inside there and just bolt it down with maybe some 1/4-inch bolts or something and get some weather stripping around it so we don't get any dust coming up in here. Fuel tank's mounted. There we go, guys. We got it. We got it put in there. We built the straps, got the tank in there. We got the car undercoated, seam sealed, all that happy stuff. And this episode's gonna be short and sweet. We're probably gonna cut her here. And in a future episode, we'll get the fuel lines run, everything done underneath the car, and start working on the engine probably. Start finishing that end of the car up, and then we'll move on. But I'm really happy. I'll give you one more look at that. That's really nice. Really nice. I like the fact I don't have to drop the tank if I got to make adjustments. If I got to change a sending unit, if I got to change a fuel pump, anything. This tank was from... what was it called? Tanks something. I found it on, I believe, the old Evil Bay. Came as a kit. Came as the tank, the pump, the sending unit, all the fuel lines to run it. We still got to put in the filler neck over here on the side. We haven't got that hooked up yet, but we'll get that. I've done some of these in the past, and it's really a nightmare to have to keep dropping that tank to make adjustments on your sending unit if you don't have it perfect, or to change the fuel lines, or change a fuel pump, or if you got a leak or something. This way, this is just a handy dandy little deal here. Pick that panel up and there it is. I mean, it's pretty slick. If you're working on this and any car and you didn't put in an access panel, boy, I would say go back and cut her open if that's the case. If you got your tank I can talk. If you got your fuel pump in your tank, that is right there. It's going to be time saver. One of the future episodes, we'll move on to another car that I got. I got some repairs to do to it, and I'll just walk over here real quick and give you a peek. I gave you a sneak peek earlier, but there's a 68 Chevelle sitting right there. That is a car with a in-tank fuel pump, and I've had to drop that tank more than I want. So when I started building this car, I thought, you know what? We're going to have access to it. We're gonna make sure that we can get into that tank and not have a problem. So that's what we did, you know. And in a future episode, although I don't want to cut that Chevelle up, I believe that's going to have an access panel too, coming real soon. So, but anyway, we'll get to that. Like I say, we're going to move on here. We'll cut this one short for tonight, and we'll get back at it probably tomorrow, and we'll get going on maybe getting some engine work done. Finishing up, we got to put plenum on and stuff like that. So in a future episode, that's what we're going to do. As for now, if you made it this far in the video, I sure appreciate you. I appreciate every one of you taking your time and even checking video out. Trying to build this channel. We're doing good. We're starting to get some steam, and it's fun. So I thank you again. I thank you for watching. If you did like it, hit that button, subscribe, hit that like button, share it with your friends. Be sure, come back, comment, do whatever you want to do. All right, got a question? Hit me in the comments. I will answer you. All right, again, take care. God bless. Thanks for watching. See you next time.